If you're planning to get pregnant, there's one thing most women never check, and it can quietly increase your risk before you even begin. It's a number you've likely seen on a health app or at a clinic, your BMI. At first it seems simple, just a calculation, a label. But then a question starts to form in your mind. Is this number, this internal environment, affecting my ability to conceive? Most people are told that BMI matters for fertility, but no one really explains why. It often feels like a judgment. But medically, it is neither. And BMI is not about your appearance. It is a marker of your metabolic baseline, the very soil where your future pregnancy will begin. But here's what most people don't realize. Fertility doesn't start at the moment of conception. It starts with how your body regulates hormones and stability long before that. Your body fat is not just stored energy. It functions as an active endocrine organ, and that means it produces and influences hormones, especially estrogen. When your BMI is in a higher range, your body may produce more estrogen than it needs. And that extra estrogen can interfere with the communication between your brain and your ovaries. This communication is what controls ovulation, and this is where it can become a problem. So when that signal becomes disrupted, ovulation may become irregular. In some cases, it may stop altogether. On the other hand, if your BMI is too low, your body interprets that as a lack of available energy. Pregnancy is a demanding process. If your system senses that energy reserves are insufficient, it may pause ovulation entirely to protect you. This is not a failure. It is an adaptation. You might begin to notice subtle changes. Your cycles become longer. You might skip a month. At first it feels minor, easy to ignore. But if you ignore this part, the process of conception can become much harder than it needs to be. It doesn't happen suddenly, it shifts gradually. And over time, that irregularity can become a complete pause in your reproductive function. Your body is responding to an environment that it no longer considers stable enough to support a pregnancy. Even when pregnancy does occur, this same metabolic imbalance can continue to play a role. Higher BMI is often associated with elevated insulin levels, leading to insulin resistance. This affects not only ovulation, but also the quality of the egg and how the embryo implants. It can even influence how the placenta develops in the earliest stages. But here is the part that should reassure you. This is not about reaching perfection. You don't need an ideal BMI to dramatically improve your fertility. In clinical practice, we often see meaningful changes with relatively small adjustments. If your BMI is in a higher range, losing even 5 to 10% of your body weight can be enough to restore ovulation. Not because the number itself is magical, but because your body responds to direction. So when your system senses improved stability, better insulin control, reduced inflammation and balanced hormones, it begins to shift. Ovulation may return, cycles may normalize. Your focus should be on creating an environment that signals safety to your body. That does not mean extreme dieting. In fact, overly restrictive approaches can backfire by spiking your stress hormones. Your body needs consistent nourishment. Focus on stabilizing your blood sugar. Think protein, healthy fats and fiber. These slow down glucose absorption and prevent the sharp insulin spikes that disrupt your ovaries. Pair your fruit with nuts. Choose whole grains over refined carbs. These simple adjustments improve how your body handles energy over time. Movement also plays a role, but intensity matters. Very high intensity exercise can increase cortisol. Instead, focus on consistency, a daily brisk walk, strength training a few times per week. These support insulin sensitivity without adding unnecessary stress to your system. If your BMI is on the lower side, the strategy shifts. Your goal is not restriction, it is restoration. You are signaling to your body that there is enough energy available to support a new life. This is where clarity becomes your next step. You don't need to guess. Ask for specific tests, fasting insulin, glucose levels, and thyroid function. Track your cycle meticulously over the next 3 months. If your cycles begin to regulate, that is a strong sign that your internal environment is improving. But if they remain absent, or if you experience persistent symptoms like unexplained weight changes, seek medical evaluation intentionally, because the earlier you understand the logic of your own body, the more control you regain. Is BMI affecting your ability to get pregnant? It can. But it is not a fixed barrier, it is a signal, a reflection of how your system is functioning right now. And the most important part is this: you have influence over that process. You are not trying to force your body into pregnancy. You are creating the conditions where pregnancy can happen naturally. When your hormones are balanced, when your metabolism is stable, and when your body feels safe, everything else becomes possible. So instead of focusing on the number, focus on what it represents, your rhythm, your stability, your strength. Because when those align, your body does not resist pregnancy, it supports it. And that shift is where your journey truly begins. Follow for clear, practical guidance on your pregnancy journey, so you can understand your body early and stay in control every step of the way.